Thinking outside the box. 7 animations made in 7 days. I set out to make 7 completely unique animations that were all somehow interconnected in only 7 days' time. Each day consisted of ideating, sketching, creating, and then animating. I began with a starting animation and an ending animation. All I had to do was fill in between. On the first day, I wanted to do something similar to Pac-Man. I designed it all in Illustrator and then took it to After Effects and utilized effects to pixelate and posterize the time. I think it looks just like an old arcade cabinet. The second day was easily the most difficult one. I had a design of a girl holding a paint bucket, but I could not make it into something I was happy with. After hours of starting, restarting, it finally took shape. I turned the video game character into a ball and had it fall into the bucket. Then I animated a splash, and using the plugin Joysticks and Sliders, animated her head. The third day was an idea I had floating around for quite a while. The design of a pool table seemed very simple, but I had to Google it quite a few times because of all the intricate pieces. When I took it into After Effects using TrackMax, I was able to create a rolling animation for the pool balls. I had to watch a lot of pool to figure out how to animate the balls. Day 4 was something very different than I normally design. I wanted to do a cowboy robot, clutching a revolver and staring at the sunset. The pool ball turning into a tumbleweed and floating through the scene. As the sun sets on the desert, you will see the world get darker and more blue, and the wind blow through his cape. Day 5 was honestly just an excuse to use a new plugin I bought for After Effects. I wanted the tumbleweed to turn into a basketball, with hands that reach out and dunk the ball. Just like with pool, I had to Google many times pictures of hoops because I could not figure out what the net looked like. I utilized the plugin called Handy Hands. It's a tool that makes creating rigged hands much simpler. My final touch was an impact frame and text where the ball is actually put through the hoop. Day 6 was an idea I had from the beginning, but hadn't yet done. I wanted to design a minimalist pinball table and turn the basketball into a steel ball. I designed each part based roughly on my sketches and then extruded the shapes in 3D space to create a fully 3D table with depth. Day 7 was the quickest design, but probably my favorite. Using some charcoal brushes I did a rough, abstracted city. I didn't want to focus on realistic shapes, but something simpler. I made a red ball, then I took a picture of my hand and traced each joint. This experience was truly challenging and time-consuming. My goal was to fill in between 2 very basic animations, with 7 animations in 7 days, and I have completed it. Some frames had me banging my head against a wall because they did not look how I imagined them in my brain. But in the end, all it took was thinking outside of the box.